What's up, everybody? You're very welcome along to this Anfield Agenda FA Cup preview. Kloppo's side travelled to Villa Park to take on an Aston Villa side in absolutely flying form. Look, we know only too well, if we don't show up and play at Villa Park, we could get our backsides handed to us. It's very difficult for me to predict an 11 for this game because, once again, I don't know how seriously Jurgen Klopp is going to treat the FA Cup with regards to the big picture of our season. So I've gone with a team that probably is resting a lot of what we guys would call, I suppose, guaranteed starters. And also I've got no idea how Villa are going to line up for this one, how strong they're going to go either. So it's always almost like a game of brinkmanship, folk, when you come into the FA Cup. That being said, we do seem to always get drawn against the Premier League side in the FA Cup. This one away from home as well. Important to remember with this one, folks, there is no replays in the third round anymore. It will be settled on the night. So tune in on Friday night. We'll be hosting our watch along of that game starting about 30 minutes before kick-off as always. And thank you to our sponsors, Boyle Sports, without whom we wouldn't be here for this one. So look, let's start off with my bet for this one. So here's my bet for the game. Liverpool to win on penalties. That's what I'm backing. If you want to get that, you can get it at 10-1 with our sponsors, Boyle Sports. And as always, folks, if you are going to have a little flutter on the game, please do so responsibly, and there is a link in the description to help you sign up to Boyle Sports, just to let them know that we sent you over as well. And again, another thing that I want to highlight with regards to Boyle Sports is, if you are going to have a little flutter, make sure to have a look at the OptaStat section on their website, because it can give you some very useful information about previous games, heads to head, player statistics, all that kind of stuff that can really help you to maybe win a few quid off the bookies. But look, with that in mind, let's start with my score prediction for this game. As you can see, I've kind of hinted that I believe it'll go to penalties, so this is my predicted score for the game. Liverpool 2, Villa 2. That's what I'm going to go for, and the Reds to win it on penalties. And as I said, that's 10-1 at Boyle Sports if you want to get Liverpool to win on penalties, which I think is pretty decent odds for a game that, let's be honest about, is going to be a difficult one. I'm expecting Aston Villa to go fairly strong, but as I said before, there is a bit of brinksmanship with this. Often you're waiting for the team who's going to go stronger. Will both sides agree to go a little bit less strong? Villa are absolutely flying in the Premier League this season. It's night and day to how they were last year. And as I said earlier on in the video, we know only too well that we can get our asses handed to us at Villa Park if we don't show up. Just don't mention the number 7. I mentioned it once and I think I got away with it. Right, look, ladies and gents, here's my predicted lineup for this game against Aston Villa in the FA Cup. And I'm going to talk you through my selection process as well along the way. So this is what I've gone with, folks. Obviously, Alisson in goal. A few people might be asking, should Queevy and Kelleher get a start? Well, considering the amount of changes that I've put into my predicted or my preferred 11, I'm going to keep Alisson in goal for this one. So Alisson in goal. Then at right back, I've gone for Nico Williams. Partly, it's to give Trent a bit of a rest. We all know that Trent's form hasn't been great of late, and that's okay as far as I'm concerned. Players will go through dips in form, and he's still a very, very young right back. For all he's achieved in the game, for all that he's done, you know, he's still not infallible. He still might need a little break from time to time, and he's coming back from injury as well. So that may play into the fact that his form isn't great. So I give Nico a run out on this one. And then at left back, look, we don't have Costas Tsimikas that we're aware of anyway as an option to play. So I want to give Robbo a rest. James Milner for me, filling in at left back. And I've gone for a young, inexperienced pairing at centre back, Reece Williams and Nat Phillips. Now again, I know you look at that back four and you go, Milner, Williams, Phillips, Nico. What the hell are you on, Craig? I'm just trying to second guess the gaffer here, because I'm trying to predict a team that's somewhat experienced and has somewhat got some youngsters in it as well. So we'll move into midfield. I think El Capitan Jordan Henderson will return to the midfield role. I don't want to see Thiago anywhere near the starting lineup for this game. If we need to bring him on later on in the game, so be it. He played a lot of minutes in the last league game against Southampton, so I think he needs more time to recover as well and make sure that he's good to go for the United game on the 17th. So I've gone for Gini Wijnaldum and Curtis Jones, which is a fairly experienced midfield, to be honest. That may make up somewhat for the lack of experience that I've got. And 3 of the 4 defenders, I should say. Moving forward then, I've gone for Sadio Mane. I'm going to give Takumi Minamino an opportunity through the centre because, quite frankly, I'm still astonished that he hasn't gotten more chances. A lot of people say to me, Craig, he's been awful. But I still think he's still getting used to the system, getting used to the club, getting used to everything. Just life in English football. And then I think Shaqiri's earned himself a start on the right-hand side. He looked very bright when he came on against Southampton. Not many players stood out in that game, but I think Sadio Mane of our front three was probably the best of a very bad bunch, if I'm being honest here, folks. So that's my starting 11 for the game. Run through it one more time. Alisson, Nico Williams, Phillips, Reece Williams, James Milner, Jordan Henderson, Curtis Jones, Gini Wijnaldum, Sadio Mane, Takumi Minamino and Shaqiri. Now, people are going to go, Craig, where's Mohamed Salah? Where's Bobby Firmino? I think it's an opportunity to give them both a little bit of a rest as well. They will be on the bench. I fully expect them to be there. And if we need to bring them on to, come back, maybe get a draw, push the game on or whatever it might be, I think don't start them. For me, with the United game coming up on the 17th, I know people want to win a trophy. I'm with you. I want Liverpool to win every competition they go into. But the league form and the away form in particular have been horrendous. And I want to make sure that we have Thiago and we have everybody that we can have possibly available for that United game on the 17th available. I hope that we've learned lessons from the fact that, although this isn't really comparable to that Midtjylland game where it was a dead rubber pretty much and we could have and should have probably rested a lot more senior players, that ended up seeing us get Diogo Jota injured and he's been out now for 4 to 6 weeks. So I don't want that happening to Thiago. I don't want that happening to Mo. I don't want that happening to Bobby. And I just think give those two a rest. Give Sadio a start. That's my take on the starting 11 anyway. One other aspect on this one is it being the FA Cup, as far as I'm aware, Liverpool will be able to wear that beautiful gold badge on their shirts because the FA Cup is one of the competitions that allow it. The Premier League doesn't allow it. And of course Liverpool can wear it in Europe. Usually the World Club Championship would have been on or already taken place at this point, but that's been pushed back, I think, to February, if my memory is correct. So Liverpool will be able to wear that beautiful gold badge for this one. Looks like we'll probably wear the black shirt for the game, if my memory is correct, for the last game against Villa. As always, I do want to know your thoughts on my starting 11, my score prediction as well, and any thoughts you guys have on the game. We'll be doing a watch along of this one over on Anfield Agenda. Make sure that you're there 30 minutes before kickoff. Have your notifications turned on, and we should be good to go as well. But look, I'd love a trophy, folks. I would. But I want the Premier League and I want the Champions League a lot more than I want the FA Cup, if I'm being honest with you. We've played ourselves into a poor position in the league, albeit as I record this we're technically still top, but we've left ourselves a bit of work to do in the second half of the season. Yeah, a win away here would probably help us a little bit, but I'm alright with this one. I'm at ease at this one going the distance. I'm at ease with maybe just trying to win it late or trying to come back at it late. I know a lot of people are going to want us to start the strongest 11. They're going to want to go out and lay down a marker. They're going to want revenge, quite frankly, for the 7-2 hiding that Aston Villa gave us and the hiding that they gave us in the League Cup as well when we were forced to play pretty much the under-21s because of the Reds' participation in other stuff. So I think it was the Club World Cup at the time, if my memory is correct. So that, for me, yeah, I do love a bit of revenge, but I've got nothing against Aston Villa as a club. And look, it wasn't their fault that we couldn't field that side. It wasn't their fault that we didn't show up and they beat us 7-2. Kind of was their fault, actually. A lot of deflected goals, but I still stand over the fact we deserved nothing from that game. So for this one, for me, folks, as you can see, 2-2 draw. Liverpool to win it on penalties. It might be a long night, it might be a nerve-wracking night, but if we get through to the next round, to me, it doesn't really matter how we do it as long as we get there. I want to know your thoughts on the game as always. Hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video. Loads of stuff coming up on Anfield Agenda. Some great interviews coming up. I'll be talking with Jack Mate later on in the month ahead of the West Ham game. Probably going to be getting Graham Hunter on for an interview soon. Dara McAnthony, the owner of Peterborough United, he's going to be coming on for a chat. So making sure that you've got that notifications turned on. Thank you for watching, folks. As always, I will be back soon. Lots of love to each and every one of you. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Up the Reds.